Ah, there we go. Hello there, welcome back to more Pokemon Emerald Legacy. You can just call me Stent. Let me just check to see if... Yep. Mic is actually working this time for once. So, last time we made it to Fortress City and inadvertently steamrolled over Winona with the king. And now we're on our way over to Lily Cove. I haven't done that much grinding off stream, mostly because with the whole party at 38 I figured we're about where we were supposed to be. Thanks, congratulations on the 507. Yeah. It seemed to drop below the 500 mark for a little bit, but it seems for the time being we're back over the mark. Once again, very thankful for everybody who got us to this point. And I may as well just get it out of the way real quick. Over the last week or so, I've mostly been busy with this holiday me and the family have been on. We went to this one resort area in Wales we thought would be interesting. Just a mostly cheaper alternative to our standard holiday haunts. You may have seen me post a picture of it. It was a little uncanny, actually, living there. The part of the park we were in was a fairly new one, but it did sort of feel on my end like a Gmod map with just a whole bunch of houses placed into a field. As for the vacation itself, unfortunately most of the activities at said resort were mostly kid-orientated. I would have probably enjoyed it as a kid, but it's definitely doesn't tend to hold a candle to our standard holiday haunt. A lot of it seemed to be on the cheaper side with regards to the activities from what we saw. And the accommodation at the very least was quite nice. We had another little funky upside down house with all the bedrooms on the bottom floor. Ground floor, sorry, and main sort of living area on the first floor, but one thing I will notice that the beds were especially hard, to the point where I had to make do by basically just sleeping on my duvet. Before you ask, yes, we did go to a couple of beaches whilst we were out and about. Unfortunately, considering they're British beaches, there unfortunately wasn't really any swimsuit action, unfortunately, as it was very cold and windy, as is usually the case with British beaches. To the point where you'd have to be a certain type of mad to go out in naught but your skin onto a blisteringly windy and cold British beach. Or install solar panels on your house. It's one thing I've kind of noticed recently. Just, it really feels as though our perception of certain matters really just seems to have been downloaded on the most part from California. Unfortunately, like the fact that, oh, it's a beach, you're supposed to wear swimwear here, even though it's not super hot, or you're supposed to put solar panels on your house, even though it's very rarely sunny here and it's usually cold and miserable. At least it was pleasantly peaceful. Yeah, we had a good time just walking along the beaches. I'm pretty sure I mentioned this somewhere else, but one of the beaches we went to in the evening, just listening to the Cassette Beast soundtrack while walking across, it just really was a mood and a half. Anyways, I think first and foremost I want to try and clear out this entire route of trainers. I'll be honest, I'm not 100% certain what my goal is this stream outside of Mount Pyre, as we were very nearly there once at the end of last stream. So we're just gonna mosey on around, see how far we get. Can confirm California. Yeah, exactly. To the point where I'm sure we just let our entire country set on fire if the weather was right for it. Also fairly certain, just like California, we're very, very weirdly unprepared for snow. Most times. Californication. Yep, it's unfortunate. Very unfortunate. I've been noticing a lot of swallets throughout this playthrough, which is kind of funny because you'd very rarely ever see a swallet normally while going through Vanilla Emerald. Ninjas, on the other hand, obviously you'd see them. Lovely jubbly. Oh, finally we get superpower. Goo creature. I'd assume it'd be one of your favorites, Vel, for reasons. It's purple. You like purple. Are hardly prepared for it. Yeah. Mostly just put it down to poor leadership by my estimate. Let's see, Weeper Berry. What are you? Okay, you're just a Pokeblocks berry. I'll be honest, I wasn't actually expecting to get superpower until much later. It's gonna be interesting determining whether or not I'm best. What was that? It's gonna be yes, solely because of purple. It's gonna be interesting, mostly determining what I'm gonna prefer going forward. Am I gonna prefer sticking with superpower, or would I prefer going with Ice Beam? Because again, getting closer to Lily Cove, we can swap out for some rather powerful TMs from what I recall. If we have the Muns for it, which I think we do, or are about to. Let's investigate up here by the Registeel Shrine. I'm guessing we're not going to be seeing any notably interesting stuff. Let's see what superpower does. Mightyena, probably not the best target for this, but I'm imagining Azumarill is just suddenly going to become yet another nuke. It's one thing I've kind of noticed about my playstyle here. I just have a bunch of nukes. Like, we got Slacking, obviously. We got potential nukes in Metagross and Salamence. We got Azumarill. Just a bunch of bulky, hard-hitting boys, and then Gardevoir. I suppose since we're here, this may actually be a good opportunity to go back and do the Trick House, because there's a fair few items I'd want to pick up as well. We're perhaps searching for ancient rumors or rumors that possibly exist upon... I mean, I already know they're here because I've played this game before. I do kind of have to feel bad for this guy. He's like been spending years of his life poring over research for this, and I just so happen to have knowledge outside of the world logic, and just come over here and just sort out the riddle almost immediately. Ruining, essentially, or wasting rather, years of his life. That has to be the worst feeling ever, surely. Oh, so yeah, obviously Azumarill, considering its EXP group, is gonna hit level 40 first, which, you know, I'm fine with, though. As you probably noticed from my post, grinding was definitely an interesting affair. Oh, we found Chip. You got so old. How long were you in the ground, Chip? Oh yeah, I forgot we could find Azumarills here. Again, everything here just feels so fresh. What do I think of Digimon? That's kind of the funny thing. Actually, I think I already mentioned this at some point prior, but back when I was a littlin, back when I was a small child, I happened to catch a couple of episodes of Digimon Tamers, and quite enjoyed it a fair bit for various reasons. And funnily enough, back then, I somehow mistook Pokemon for Digimon. Because, you know, I'd seen a handful of episodes of Digimon Tamers, mostly a lot of the Biomerge stuff when it was on TV while we were on holiday, and obviously I was intrigued, I wanted to know more, and Pokemon sounded like something similar to Digimon, so I picked that up, and well, I came to enjoy Pokemon all the same. I do kind of find it funny that it was blatantly a mistake. Funny enough, that also explains why I like Raichu so much, because he always reminded me of Terriermon. Another double battle I somehow managed to miss. At the very least, the Pokemon's levels are finally starting to catch up by the looks of it. It's like, finally. Zoomerall finally crossing the line. Oh, we're actually fighting Vibravas. Can't help but wonder if we'll ever find a trainer out there who just has a Flygon. Probably. They both have Mons at the end of the time. Yeah, that's, that was my logic back when I was a dumb kid as well. Level 40! We finally crossed this pivotal mark. For now, though, I'm just gonna put you at the back. Which Pokemon do I want to put up next? Honestly, I think I'll just stick with Sceptile. Powers beyond her understanding of world. Yes, it's called a strategy guide. Ah yes, the one Hex Maniac design which everybody forgot about. It's like, I never would have thought the Hex Maniac would be the character design everyone went so wild over back in the days. Just, it's a kooky little, witch design, rather than the absolute first trap that is X and Y, which is generally 6th gen Hex Maniac. Especially with how wild people got with the return of it, with Return of Her, or a variation of her in Legend Zar. Prima. Well, it was always a big achievement to me when I play Pokemon. I mean, granted, EXP yields weren't exactly the highest back in the day, so I'm thinking especially in Gen 2, getting a Pokemon to level 50 before the Elite Four was practically impossible without just spending hours and hours grinding up against all the Pokemon in Victory Road. Mysterious power at work, but yes, that's where we're headed next. As soon as we stop by Lily Cove. Way too excited for the new Hex Maniac. I mean, I do appreciate good arts as well, just generally speaking, but I'm still of the thought that I'm not exactly the most fond of the new Legend Zar in terms of gameplay. I think I already mentioned this before. Just looking at the stream to remember what berry I actually planted. But honestly speaking, I think I already mentioned this before, but I'm kind of at the point now where I kind of feel there's enough stuff, content for me to be satisfied with. It's like they could stop making entertainment tomorrow, and I'd be perfectly content with that. Maybe it's just because a lot of more recent stuff has just been generally terrible, but I suppose that would lead into it. It's like, if you're not going to make anything good, just stop making stuff at all. In regards to, Pokemon, though, especially, of course you're gonna use Roar on me. One thing that I kind of come to notice is that a lot of people seem to say that, Pokemon's never gonna change because it has no competition. Especially in comparison between Legends of Game and Digimon gameplay. I mean, yeah, but then again, that's probably, an easy comparison to make because comparing anything to modern Pokemon, obviously the other thing is going to look significantly better, whether it be Mario Odyssey, Xenoblade 3, Breath of the Wild. Yeah, in terms of Pokemon competition, I've come to realize that technically speaking, Pokemon's always had competition from itself. In fact, you could probably say the same about all sorts of different legacy franchises, that as a general rule as they go on, they all innately have garner competition from their older titles. So this is especially the case with Sonic, because obviously if you don't like stuff like Frontiers or Shad Gen, you could just go back and play the games that you do like the adventure games, or Heroes or Shadow, if you like that. Well, Zaz, once again, late to the punch. ADV's always been a thing in RPGs for a long time. Oh! We found the plot. Okay, we be moving out to Mount Pyre. I mean to say Zah feels more like XY2 compared to Black and White 2, but Invincible Legends say. Yeah, I had that feeling as well, actually. Or at least I would have if it weren't entirely confined to, relaxing Fortree music. If it weren't just completely confined to Lumio City by the looks of it, which... Just trying to piece apart what you mean by you think, because with regards to the whole competition thing, I may as well just say it. I've been looking forward to this Romhack more than I've been looking forward to any Pokemon game since probably Oras, actually. Because honestly, the way I'm thinking, the last sort of properly good Pokemon game was Sun and Moon. Not Ultra Sun and Moon, just Sun and Moon. Alright, we may as well just, oh. Pokéblock case. Noted. I forgot about that. And now I'm sort of at the point that even if they were to re-release, like Emerald, Crystal, and say, Yellow as well, I could easily just play the legacy versions instead of just having to buy them again. Like, I'm perfectly content with my lot at this point. If there's new interesting stuff, then by all means I'll have a look if I'm interested, but honestly at this point I'm fine with how things... What am I doing? We need to go back and... we need to go to Lily Cove. I'm tripping over my words. I got the hashtag fearless. Hey, Year of Shadow's already over, girls. Pack it in. Crazy part, right? I don't want to remake anything. Yeah, exactly. Because I am pretty much content with a lot in life, because I could just go back and play this whenever I wanted, or play Crystal Legacy, or Yellow Legacy, or Platinum, or Black and White. Heck, even the original X and Y, if for some reason I was inclined to be bored out of my mind just watching Mega Lucario break the game constantly. New boards, you got from the board is 360. Well, if you're willing to go for all that trouble just to get highlights, then I most certainly appreciate it. Though again, I struggle to believe that my streams have highlights, to be perfectly honest, especially these ones, because I have definitely noticed that I tend to get less views on these compared to the Sonic ones, which I suppose is part of the course. People seem to like the Sonic ones for some reason. Okay, we can just Rock Smash. A Gen 5 remake from Game Freak terrifies me? Yeah. But at the same time, it's like when Horace came out, I knew that the prospect of a black and white remake was kind of inevitable, but I always figured it would be later as opposed to around now. This feels still kind of surreal to me, the fact that something like, I'm trying to think of a good example, Halo 3 is about to be 20 years old. Because, yeah. Admittedly, one of the personal highlights for me for our holiday trip was generally all the times we were in the family van going around and I could just listen to my audiobook, because I'm pretty sure I already mentioned this, I've been going through the Halo trilogy, the original Halo trilogy, Fall of Rage, The Flood, and I'm currently coming up to the end of First Strike. It's sort of like I want to talk about Halo, but I'm not entirely certain as to whether POKéMON is really the best place to talk about it, and I'm not sure whether I want to do Halo streams because I don't think anyone would be interested. Seen plenty of highlights of POKéMON, so it's... Alright, so I'll be looking forward to see whatever you consider highlights. Because it's mostly just me sitting in silence and flubbing over my words from my perception. Oh! We actually get an all 16, which we can just mow through. Alright, let's see how much a Rock Smash does. Yeah, that's about what I'd expect from a Slacking. I do definitely want to keep Yawn on Slacking for later, because I feel that's going to be useful against legendaries. As for the rest of the moveset, though, I do kind of want to give Slacking Hyper Beam. Probably will just keep Rock Smash on it because HM, so of course I get paralyzed. Probably just gonna have to get rid of Feint Stack, because admittedly I haven't been really using it all that much. Just Silk Scarf boosted strength seemed to do the trick just fine. I am definitely wondering what kind of Pokemon game I would want to stream next, though, because obviously after this I'm probably going to go into some other stuff. Obviously either Cyberpunk or Final Fantasy VI was the original plan. I'll probably have to put out a poll sometime nearer to when I feel a good time to do another Pokemon stream would be due, but I'm thinking either one of the other Legacy games, maybe a DS game if I can get that up and running, or probably Colosseum. Colosseum is sort of the one which immediately comes to mind. I remember when Seeking seemed so common back in the day, but it's kind of weird. I think this is like one of the few times I've actually seen Seeking this run. Well, I say run, it's just been more sort of a casual experience. I'm probably not gonna do the contests, even though they actually do have rewards behind them this time. Alright. Don't pick favorites, ooh. I mean, obviously for me, I'm obviously always gonna have a favorite, which is, surprisingly the one which hasn't really had much screen time I've been feeling, just God of War. Just feel I really struck lucky with this one. Everybody seems to be coming up to level 39, so I think we'll just do one more wild encounter with Gardevoir and switch to Metang. Of course it's a dark type. Why wouldn't it be? And I'm fairly certain this is a... Oh wait, I don't have Trace, do I? Suppose that might have been situationally useful here, but regardless, goodbye. I just realized my Tang has Rock Smash as well, so... There we go, 39. Let's bring Metang up at point, because I feel that Metang has been struggling recently. Just everyone else on the team's been dishing out some pretty hard hits, with Sceptile's crits, Azumarill's antics, Gardevoir's Carmine, Slacking's being slacking, even Shellgun with just high-powered moves like Dragon Breath and Flamethrower. I miss the days when Flamethrower was base 95. I miss these days so much when Flamethrower was actually powerful. As opposed to just base 90 was... I forgot, did they nerf Psychic as well? I feel they did. You can sort of tell my memory's been going as of late. With my Pokemon, I have traveled to the world's four corners. You might say I have some confidence in my abilities. Let's see, were any of those places Galar or... Well, I certainly hope it wasn't Galar. Just trying to remember the region from Scarvi, I've already forgotten. Paldea, that was it. It better not be Paldea. Because otherwise, I imagine you would have no-clipped through the map and just fallen to the center of the earth. I've heard it's very unstable there. Ah. I just find it weird just Charge not getting that special defense boost. I'm so used to that now. Well played! I'm surprised... Kinda surprised they didn't add the... special offense boost to the Charge. Let's see, who do I want to use the speed thing on? That was almost immediate. It's like, I wonder who I want to put this one. Just immediately Sceptile. I mean, I suppose that's part of the course. What do you mean by play? Leech Life being buffed in the recent games brings me joy. Yeah, but I imagine just going through, like, red and blue with 80 base power Leech Life would have been terrifying. Because it was always just the filler move that Zubat always used. Oh yeah, we're actually finding Pikachus. How little health did you have the Citrus Berry to do that much? Oh. Go away, please. Thank you. I will admit this particular sprite is always weirding me out, because obviously from both sides there looks to be two Welma plushes, but behind the one on the right, is that just like some sort of weird growth? Is that supposed to be a third Welma plushie, or is it supposed to be something else? I never figured out what it was supposed to be. I forgot actually, is there anything up here? Looks like there's something up here. Honestly, I do kind of wish there was a way for them to incorporate the Fire Red Leaf Green item finder with the arrows, so you can actually determine which way an item is. Because I always found the more early item finders to be kind of lackluster. I quite like the X and Y one, to be perfectly honest, just the actual dowsing machine. Unlike a red and blue, but they have with the Gen 9 stuff would be interesting. I mean, I've seen various videos of them adding certain Pokemon from later gens into Gen 1 just to see how powerful they are. Like, I think some examples I saw were like Regigigas and Tinkaton, which is particularly interesting because, of course, Fairy type didn't exist for the longest time. I'm kind of curious, actually, to see how Fairy type would behave in this game. I mean, we all know how Fairy type would act in sort of Gen 4 and 5 because we saw it with Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl. I'm also thinking in terms of what kind of typing, or I suppose, what kind of stat would Fairy use to attack? Because I'd presume it would be special. Because that would make the most sense. I was wondering how it would interact with Gen 3's sandbox, where physical and special moves weren't exactly a thing. I don't know, definitely defeat the purpose of updated Gen 1 minutes. I don't think they really changed much about Gen 1 in those videos, more just sort of, except in the case of Tinkaton where they had to add Fairy type, but I think it was more so just to see how certain Pokemon would perform in Red, Blue, Yellow. That's not good. Let's put Sceptile against this Donphan. It's the weirdest thing. I always liked Donphan, but I never really used it all that much. It's one of those cases where Phanpy, you know, it's cute, but it doesn't really do much until it finally evolves. When it does evolve, it's a tank. The only time I really recall using Donphan was in, like, the battle CDs in Gale of Darkness. I do definitely think it would be interesting if we, at some point, got a Colosseum in Gale of Darkness Legacy, or just versions of Colosseum and Gale of Darkness with the various stats, movesets, etc. changes which were in this particular adventure. Well, let's put some Cherry Berry in here. Oh, these are Nanners. Alright, let's put some Nanners back in the... Let's put some Nanners back in the ground. These are some weird-looking Nanners, I must say. It's gonna be quite a surreal experience when eventually our like the species of banana we've been using for the longest time finally goes extinct and we have to change to a different one, and these ones are pink. It's gonna be super weird once that time comes. If it does come. Yeah, let's put a Blookberry in there. We haven't been getting many Blooks. Again, I always really like this music. Really just sort of cements this as being like the peak of the adventure, if that makes any sense. If they ever brought back Shadow Pokemon, would probably be Legends title. I mean, they already did bring back Shadow Pokemon in Pokemon Go. I kinda hate it. Where the land ends and the sea begins, yep. And here, officially, is Journey's End, where normally Gen 3 games stop being fun. And all that's left is the ocean. Option Emerald Sea Glass to have a team thing in his party as soon as you start the game. And that's pretty interesting. I've I don't think I've heard all that much about Emerald Sea Glass. Don't be going near the cave in the cove. Why? You don't be needing a reason why. I'm an adult, you just listen to me. I'm probably older than you, actually. Anyways, hello, Brendan. Oh, hey, it's Stent. I'm running an errand for my dad. No, I'm not buying any dolls. Honestly, I've been spending more time exploring and observing Pokemon. It's fascinating to see how they behave in different environments. But that's enough about me. I'll battle with you so you can show me your Pokemon, Stent. You don't seem all that enthused about this, Brendan. Ah, but you know I'm not gonna lose to no stent. That's more like it. Ring another one, so still work in progress. Okay, that should be interesting to check out at some point. 36! Oh, I can wombo combo you, I just noticed. Yep, you're a fighting type now. Oh. You're not messing around anymore, are you? Alright, psychic. I know how to fight Kex. I still find it so funny just how much Matang has been tanking all this game. I wouldn't have really put it past Matang to be so bulky. Probably could have just used cut there actually, but never mind. Next! Oh, you got your own Dawn fan. Oh. I suppose it is, it's fair considering we're near the Safari Zone, just... I don't know. Dawn fan really puts in mind to me not only just, battle CDs, but also just Victory Road back in Johto. It's sort of, a Pokemon that sort of brings back comforting memories, if that makes sense. It's a comfort Pokemon. What do you think of the food Chinese? Oh, there's Blaziken. I mean, we tend to get Chinese food on occasion. If we don't really have any plans for dinner. I usually just... Well, I say Chinese food, it's more sort of Anglo-Chinese, if that makes sense. Just typical takeaway Chinese like you would get in the Americas. Oh, I'm so sorry, Brendan. That was brutal. Oh, there's Warlord, so I could probably just, do this. Let's see how you're gonna mess me up now. But yeah, I usually just tend to get ribs when we get shine. Oh, you're doing amnesia. Oh, okay. Unorthodox, but let's just do this. Okay, that's still pretty good. Jeez Louise. Just turning yourself into the biggest, bulkiest blimpy boy. Flying through the sky so fancy-free. I mean, our usual takeout order is, usually just, some noodles, some rice, Cantonese-style chicken, if I remember correctly. I think it's chicken. Probably is chicken, actually, and, usually in my case, either barbecue or salt and pepper spare ribs. At least that's usually what we do. It's kind of weird, actually. The fact that Brendan, or your rival, rather, just has a Whalmer on the way to Morville and never has a Wailord afterwards. It's like this party group has been actually rather linear. You've done a lot of raising. That stings a bit. I had a head start on you as a trainer. I plan on going home to Little Root. I've learned a lot more about Pokemon during my journey. I want to share it with my dad. It's exciting to think about all the possibilities Pokemon hold. So then, what are you gonna do? Lift all the gym badges and take on the Pokemon League Challenge? Maybe I'll do that too. Well, anyway, hang in there. Alright, take care. Normally, that would be the last time you see me/Brendan. And this time, he actually fully evolved his starter. Something he should have done from the start, in the base game. Instead of rather just normally getting here and him just having a combustion. Okay, everybody's 39 now, so looking good. Let's put Gardevoir up the front just so he gets a 40. And let's go shopping! Yay! One of my favorite places in the game. Let's lose the lottery. Let's go gambling. Ah, dang it. Oh, dang it. Alright, let's have a look, see what we have here. I don't think much has changed. Oh, we got max potions now. Still don't think we're at the point where we need to use them over hyper potions, so probably ignore those. Actually, how much were max repels? I think we had max repels in here. 200. It's like, why wouldn't you just go for normal repels? They're so much cheaper. You can go for 1,000 steps for the same price as you can go 5 times further for the same price as a super repel. And then just the price of the max repel, you could go like nearly 10 times further, I think. Could be wrong. At least I think my math's mostly right. Alright, what have you got? Okay, this is more like it. Floofy tails, which I cannot use. Full heals, escape rolls, ultra balls. Give me some more of those, please. I'll take 12. What I'm really here for, though, is upstairs. More items I can't use. I will admit, this is definitely one of my favorite areas in the game, weirdly enough. It sort of, really brings back memories as a kid, just running around shopping centers, just looking at all the things. Let's see, get rid of the zinc as well, since we don't need that. Look at that. No, don't want to get rid of the experience share. Okay, I think this is the important area. There we go. We got Protect, we got Safeguard, we got Reflect, and we got Like Screen. Standard stuff. Don't think there's anything here we really want, but let's just check over here real quick to see if this has any of the good stuff. Okay, so we got Fire Blast, we got... Wait. Oh wait, that's Thunder. That's Blizzard, Solar Beam, Hyper Beam. Obviously gonna want one of those for slacking. We got Rest, Skill Swap, Attract, Thief, and Roar. Definitely want to get a Fire Blast as well. And, I think that's all I really want at the moment. There we go. Stop finally getting the good stuff. Slacking can of course learn Fire Blast. No, I want to give it to Shellgun. There's literally no reason for you not to run. These are the exact same in terms of... I suppose you can just use them both interchangeably during beauty contests. Alright. We'll just get rid of Flamethrower. A little bit unfortunate, but I'm sure we'll get more mileage out of Fire Blast. Hopefully. And here we go, the famous Nose Laser. We're finally giving us a slacking. Come here, you. Yeah, we'll get rid of Feint Attack. Strength's just gonna be our fallback move, I think. You know, just in case we just need to deal with something that doesn't require massive amounts of damage. A very lopsided moveset. But for the most part, I think Hyper Beam's all we're gonna need, which... Actually, do we have a... I'm pretty sure we got a very... Haha, funny PP. PP up, there we go. This one we have a PP max, but this will do. Gotta put them all on Hyper Beam. Because of course, slacking because of truants, the recharge cycle on Hyper Beam doesn't really matter. And for some reason I really liked this floor as well, just how different it is compared to the rest of the store. Let's have a look what else we have here. Ah yes, all the mats. All the mats. We got the Fire Blast map, the Thunder map. I think the Thunder map was my favorite actually. Kind of found it weird that this was a Powder Snow design and not a Blizzard design, considering we got Thunder and Fire Blast, but oh well. Not sure I really plan on going much into detail with the secret base stuff. Yeah, this really brings me back. Looking at all these posters, looking at how I can decorate my secret base back from the dates. Core memories are being unlocked. Yeah. Not really what I would expect from a diamond design, I'm gonna be perfectly honest. Alright, let's have a look at the plushies, which is what we're all here for. Unfortunately, no Azumarill plush, but I'll take the Marrow one. Jigglypuff, Duskull. I actually have a Duskull plush. Just sort of hanging out on the shelf, I think. Baltoy, why not? I imagine Baltoy is probably not the most popular of the plushies. Zero, obviously. Swablu, Gulpin. I know which plush Vel is getting. Okay, let's have a look at the roof. Finally, we have a place where we can afford more Sodigogs. Ever show any commercials? Yes, yes, give me the Sodigogs. It's kind of funny because I have another glass of soda right by my my TV actually. Sten plush one. I wish. I mean, I'd be all for releasing a plush if I got big enough on this site and people were actually interested in actually creating the plushies. I'd be down for it. Let's see, what else is here? What else is here? Lily Cove Motel. Remember, this is Cove Lily of Lily Cove. We don't really guess by using Pokemon as attraction. Maybe I should make a cute Pokemon as Hoenn's mascot. I want to go attract more. The tourists have been. Ah, yes, the pirates. Oh, hey, Scott. What are you doing here? Huh? Oh, sorry, I was snoozing. I came to check out this Pokemon contest thing. I have to admit, it does look quite entertaining, but consider me a purist. I prefer battles and tough trainers. But that's just me. I hope you enjoy everything, like gyms, contests, the battle tent, the whole works. Oh yeah, we haven't really been doing the battle tent at all, have we? Right, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna clear out Lily Cove, and then we're gonna do some Trick House stuff. It's like all the memories are coming back now. Well, I'm here despite never really getting into contests. I really just love coming here and listening to this music. Okay, links and... there we go, Pokéblock case. What's left? I mean, there's still a lot of stuff left. I think we're just getting started. For now, though, we're just gonna go to Mount Pyre, finally. Out of the way, please. Squeaky, 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 squeaky. Again, I just really don't get the whole, price disparity between all the repels, because obviously just having repels being 10 is pretty good just as a throwaway thing. Like, hey, you just got a little bit of money spare from buying all your things, may as well just buy some repels. It's nice, but at the same time, like I said, it does kind of just make the other super and max repels kind of moot, to be perfectly honest. Oh, you mean gems? We still have Tate and Liza and Gym 8. No, I'm not gonna learn Future Sight. We don't need Future Sight. We don't need to see the future, we'll make our own. It's been a while since Shogun's been out. Let's give Shogun a little bit of a time to shine. Yeah, so I'm thinking after this we head back to Morville, get a flyer, then we'll just fly around picking up some stuff that I missed. Oh, here we go, finally, the Zubats of the seas, it's begun. I don't know, for some reason I've always just had a lot of bitter thoughts when it comes to Tentacle. It's like I've always quite liked the design, weirdly enough. It's just one of the sort of weird monster designs that really stuck out to me, but at the same time, I'm not entirely certain what happened. I just remember at some point on my first save file of Sapphire, for some reason a tentacle ended up in my Master Ball. I don't remember. For some reason it never really hit home to me that this is a massive Pokemon graveyard in the same way that Pokemon Tower did. Like, actually going up to Pokemon Tower, just, you know, like, hearing all the trainers out there like, why did you die, Growlithe? I'm just like, whoa. I think here it's more so the case that just soften the blow a little bit. Probably didn't help that I kind of thought that that the Pokemaniac sprite here was more sort of doing a cosplay of Agumon. That's more like it. What do you do the server disk? Not entirely certain what you mean by that. Oh yeah, this... It's super weird. I very rarely ever saw Rock Blast back when I was playing Gen 3 normally, but I mean, obviously the multi-hit moves have sort of been buffed, but without stuff like Skill Link, they're kind of not great. Again, not entirely certain as to how far we're gonna get here. Just gonna see how far we get. Just generally quite intrigued to see what's up top of Mount Pyre now. This Trouble at Brewery. Actually, that kind of reminds me, Shadow Ball is special in this game. That gives me a horrible, devious idea. What was that fire blast, Shogun? That did no damage. Oh yeah, we're really starting to get into the realms of Pokemon actually doing quite a fair bit of damage. Oh, I have Crunch. What am I doing? I keep forgetting that Shogun has Crunch. That's better. I will admit, this is sort of the time oh, you have rest, of course you do. I suppose this would be the sort of time where I go into my, Pathfinder stories again, but I'm not entirely certain as to whether anyone will be interested, because, it's like last week was a pretty good one. It was mostly just a big fight around this complex. Just fighting all these guys, and then It's like this cleric comes down who's the same, worships the same god as my cleric, riding down into the fight on a wyvern, and then he gets off the wyvern and we have a one-on-one fight where I nearly die. It was awesome. And then this week we were just fumbling around trying to beat up a bunch of dwarf-shaped golems. Even the DM was like, this should be a walk in the park for you, and yet we spent all night struggling to really do much to them because none of us really had much in terms of bludgeoning weapons. It's like, me and the fighter, who are like the sort of upfront, sort of high damaging ones, both used great swords. I know that's kind of suboptimal, but I mostly just went with what I wanted to go with, and I want to go with the cleric with a big greatsword. Who also had barbarian rage, so that was kind of fun to play around with, even if it was at odds with itself most of the time. I'm reckoning we're going to be coming up to the end of at least this portion of the campaign we're currently doing, because what we tend to do is get up to a point where we're coming up to the end of a module or a section or story beat or whatever, and then we'll just change over to another campaign and follow that for a certain amount of levels until we come to the end of a certain module and then just swap around to another one. It was the same thing that happens with my funny rat with the Australian accent with the sword with the French accent. There was another campaign which we're still currently doing, but is on hold for the time being. Definitely looking forward to getting back to that one, just hitting everybody with the Australian accent again, because it was funny. I don't want to make a player character off of it. It's just find time for a party. Yeah, that's fair. I wasn't sure whether I wanted to admit it or not, but technically speaking, the Pathfinder slash role-playing group I'm with is technically my dad's, and I just was brought along for the ride most of the time. So it was more just so me and my dad's friends just joking about a lot. I gotta say, this is a fairly morbid place for, I never really got it, just a whole bunch of graves in a tower, or a mountain, I suppose. Because surely you'd just eventually just have bones sticking out of the roof. Surely. At least that's the sort of thing that comes to mind for me. Oh boy, here we go. Time for Counter and Miracle. Oh. And Destiny Bond, of course. Time for Counter and Miracle shenanigans. Let's hope I don't crit this. Oh, you're just gonna sit there and spam Destiny Bond, are you? Alright. I can wait this out. There. How are you handling your two orbs? We haven't gone to that point of the story yet, shush. I mean, mine are fine. Just worrying about this particular plot point, which we haven't technically gotten to yet. Let's put in slacking. I want to see what the nose laser does. Yes, it is an old joke. It's an old joke that I tend to like. Dang it! My first time using the nose laser and it misses. Okay. Only on this channel. Alright, here we go. Nose laser! Oh yeah, that's about what I'd expect. And... slack... yeah, pretty much. I think I can just take you all the strength. You're not that defensively tough. There we go. It's gonna be fun using Hyper Beam to just punch through everything. Oh. Why have I come here? That's one of life's great mysteries, isn't it? Kind of odd for a breeder, one who brings life, to be in a place filled with death. Or something like that. I think I could just get away with hitting you with a leaf blade. The coughing baby Regigigas and the atomic slacking. Hydrogen slacking versus coughing Regigigas. Or is it Regigigas? I always call it Regigigas. It's funny. Get out of here. There we go. Next. Oh, Chimecho. I think this is the first time we're actually seeing it this time around. I remember being super perplexed by Chimecho when I saw it in the strategy guys. It was like, in Mount Pyre, and I was just thinking, where? I barely ever see this Pokemon crop up, and I always find it kind of weird. It's super rare up on the top of Mount Pyre's peak, but it's never really all that good. This seemed like a particular anomaly to me. And there's Duskull, of course. And maybe it's something to do with the sprite, but this Duskull here really sort of reminds me of Rayman 2. Like, a lot of the sort of skull imagery, like the Cave of Bad Dreams. Or just poked himself in the eye and killed him. And ended himself. To try and get me and lose the fight. Mostly guys that change. Yeah, I know that Chimecho is mostly popular because of the anime, which is fine. Just for someone who didn't really watch much of the anime back then, Chimecho was just always sort of an oddity to me. Duskull's the little guy. Yeah, he's a funny little guy. What am I doing? I have crunch. It doesn't really matter. I could just atomize or rolls all this. Oh wait, are you gonna do the free evolutions thing? Are you gonna have a Gardevoir, you third? Me, I'm reminded of a certain skeleton under the table. I don't recall any skeletons being under the table, to be perfectly honest with you. Just one particular one which is incredibly hard to hit. Well, there we go. Let's put slacking. Actually, let's see. Who needs the most experience? Matang. Alright, Matang goes up front. It really is like the Final Fantasy VII streams all over again. Just total non-stop menu navigation action. Respect the guy having an all-male Gardevoir line. I didn't even notice that the first time around. Dagnammit. Super Repel. Not gonna be much use here, I think. We have a whole bunch of stuff to catch. Okay, I think this is the top. Oh no, it makes no difference. You unblurred the photo rather than boys. Oh. I would have definitely expected you to have a Bayonet. Given you only have one Pokemon. Surely that trainer will be... I mean, you never know. You never know. They probably haven't heard of me. I mean, granted, not many people have. Still going. What are you doing fighting in a place full of ghosts? You can't hit anything. Or is this supposed to be where your teacher fell? Is this where he's buried? My condolences if that is the case. Sorry about your Hariyama as well. Please forgive me, Sensei. Yep, that was the case. Till I improve my Sensei, Rusty will never know true peace. So definitely kind of feel bad about that. Anyways, now, I want to hit you in a double. But when Pokemon gets dark, I really do kind of feel it doesn't really do that anymore. Aside from the Pokédex entries. I think the last time I remember it getting properly dark was the weird ghost girl in X and Y. I think you probably know the one which I'm talking about. Oh wait, I could probably just punch straight through Wobbuffet. Let's try it! What, it was only Pokemon buried here? I guess not. Mortality is a thing in the Pokemon universe. Completely decimated Wobbuffet, wow. And Zarkius Stimulus. Oh yeah, now I remember. When you're just basically left out in the cold to die. Near the end of the game. I don't have anything that can hit Sableye. Zoomerel, I think. Def dropped to 0% after X and... Yeah, there's that. I remember. Yeah, I'm probably just gonna stick with Metal Claw. Oh, I could probably just sit here and start off a rollout. Let's do that. Let's, I mean, I probably could have just used a Surf here, but I've already Yeah, that is certainly an oddity to me. I'm fairly certain under normal circumstances Sableye can't learn Crunch, which is weird. It's like, it's a Dark-type move. Surely, being a Dark-type, Sableye would learn it. And then again, Sableye mostly just sticks to foul play nowadays. This is... Last outright threaten you directly in Gen 5. Yeah, I mean, he tried to kill you with Spears of Ice. I remember that at the very least. Okay, let's see if we can actually catch ourselves a Shuppet. Just gonna weaken it down with Metal Claw. That should do the trick. Perfect. Finally, we can catch ourselves... Oh, of course you have Will-O-Wisp. Why am I not surprised? Okay, let's see what we got here. Let's just burn for all our Great Balls. We'll do that first. Because I think from here out we're mostly just going to be sticking to Ultra Balls. Balls. Roams about in the deep, seeking negative emotions such as grudges and envy. So what does it actually do? Just try and put itself over your head and try and soak the air out of your lungs? It's just a thought. Let's see. Don't have much in terms of... Okay, we do have a couple of strawberries. Well, there's the stream title, the blue and the red. I have an interesting plot line personally. Yeah, and in the original game, it's not really detailed on the most. Oi, 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 oi. There we go, Shadow Ball. And this time, because Ghost type is now classified as special in this game, lower special defense, you know what we have to do. Normally I'd put this on Slacking or Metagross, but considering Ghost is now special in this game, you know I gotta do it. At long last, a moveset which is kind of comparable to Gen 4. Minus, obviously, Focus Miss. When since awards down the climactic cutscene to cure him nearly and yeah, I imagine they do that as well. Let's see what else we got here. Locks and Sense. I can't remember which hole I'm supposed to show. You'll use your one limited TM now. Technically speaking, they're no longer limited. We'll just won't have access to them until later on in the game. As I'm fairly certain you can get most of the TMs back at either Evergrande City or the Battle Frontier from what I've heard. We'll see. But regardless, I think Shadow Ball and Gardevoir is worth it. I say not clicking on Shadow Ball. I imagine it's gonna be quite useful for Tate and Liza at the very least. Or is it Lisa? You're tearing me apart, Lisa! See and Sense? That's good. Just doing a little bit of casual grave robbing by the looks of it. Yeah, I'd hate to be the fella who just left all those incessants right by the graves of their beloved long since past partners and just coming along like, ooh, free incense to get potentially Azurill, because I think Azurill you can only get by breeding a marrow holding a sea incense. Or is it a wave incense? I kind of forgot. Well, here we are on Mount Pyre. Imagine things are gonna get particularly tooth up here. The dead will understand. I imagine they won't exactly be the most enthused. Oh, they got them in orange now. Oh, there's the fog. In my waking dreams, I remember that mountain. That was wrong. More grave robbing? Every night in my waking dreams, I see that mountain. That was it. I want to see what Pokemon we can actually find here, because I know in the original game this is where you'd finally find Vulpix. Let's see what else we can find. You might see... Oh, there's Meditite finally. I always thought the Meditite looked like garlic. Yes, I remember Buried Alive. And all the creepy stuff that was going on around that. I remember a fair few of the, old Pokemon creepypastas like Creepy Black. Odd that a random Pokemon sends into a ghost Pokemon in death and just capture it and its past owners in disbelief. Well, what the past owners don't know won't hurt them. I'm hoping to find a Duskull at the very least. Maybe I'll have better luck once we actually go up top. Where the Chime Echoes are. Really starting to think getting rid of Fate Attack was a mistake. Hoping at the very least we'll come across a, art scale. Oh. Looks like Team Magma's already arrived. The fate of the world is at stake! Yeah, this is different. Empires feeling perfectly fit in mystery jersey. Yeah, I suppose so. You be caught in the middle now! We be taking that ore before Magma does! Looks like I'll just have to fight my way through both Magma and Aqua. Finally, something Slacking can fight! Good old Sharpedo, or Sharpedo. It's a torpedo, so it would be Sharpedo, which is kind of an unfortunate, generally, it is kind of an unfortunate name if you take it out of context. There we go, level 40. I should have let Teen Magma wear you down first. Okay. I'm not entirely certain as to whether I have to fight that Magma grunt, but I'm not taking chances. Let's have a look-see. Yep.
Team Aqua, they're trying to get ahead of us. I won't let them take the orb.
Yeah, it is kind of surreal we actually have to fight both of them up here. I mean, I'm down with it. It's just, oh. Crobat at this point of the game. Not what I would have anticipated, but oh, and of course she'd give me poison. Why am I not surprised that Zubat's evolution would be giving me annoying trouble? Look at what you're doing to me now. It's the standard Crobat arsenal. Koga, I'm sure, will be proud. Hate that guy. I can't remember if I have any more full restores. Come on, Azumarill. Yes. There we go.
I thought you were just another Team Aqua.
He said the funny thing again. They love their goal, but yeah. This is kind of odd when you think about it like that. Do I have any full restores? No, I don't. Do I have any antidotes? Also, no, I don't. Okay, Hyper Potion. No, I think I'm gonna just get away with just a Sodigog. And a Pecha Berry. Or is it variance when you land on green just move so I'm pretty sure he said once I hit 1,000. Now that may be a little while off, but I'm optimistic.
If you're going to be messing with everyone, let it be Team Magma. The red orb will be ours!
Alright, have fun with that, fellas. I'm just gonna go over here and try and find a Chimecho. Ooh. That's nice. It's very nice. Let's have a look here. I'm gonna use that on Matang because Matang... Actually, who's further away from max level? We got Slacking, 5,172. Okay, we use it on Matang. Some videos slash highlights. You don't have to remind me. Okay. There we go. I've been wondering for a little bit as to what sort of personalities this team would have. I mean, Slacking, I generally just sort of imagine just being, no thoughts, head empty. Just, yeah, just relax and just loaf around and not really care about anything unless something tries to pester him. Head into the... I don't want to go into the editing mines. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just here trying to find a Chimecho. I think we'll go over this for a little bit and then we'll just move on. Really sort of feels we're really starting to get into the plot now. Obviously, back in the vanilla game, there wasn't really much to make of this particular part of the game, because of course, you sort of arrived as soon as the conflict was over. But here, it's like, things are finally starting to pick up. Yeah, just pardon me for a little bit, just trying to find a Chimecho. I'm fairly certain Chimecho's still up here. What I did, yeah, I can certainly imagine. Me personally, it's just been me getting re-acclimatized to being at home after being away in Gmod map. I think was the main joke that was made about the place we were staying. Either that or nuclear testing facility. Like that one fig town from Crystal Skull. with the lead-lined fridge that can survive a nuclear explosion. That was... Obviously, everybody's just gonna joke about it being dumb, which it is. Too bad we don't see an elite form. It looks like she's from Alola. Oh yeah, I suppose it would be kind of neat just getting introduced to one of the Elite Four members early on, but at the same time I don't really mind it as much. I think the only other case that really happened was well, there was Lorelei in Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. I think the main one that really comes to mind is Flint from Gen 4. Maybe Lance, but Lance is champion, so I don't think that counts. Where is Chimecho? How long am I gonna have to stay up here? I think we'll go for 3 more minutes and then we'll just call it, because I remember Chimecho being quite rare. Imagine if we found a shiny first, actually. I mean, I kind of doubt we ever will, but I was care about one of the members making a photo that really care about what Magma and Aqua was doing. I suppose, but at the same time we have Steven for that, even though Steven doesn't really make much of an appearance at this point of the game either. Yeah, I suppose meeting Phoebe up here would be quite a nice little addition. At least we have Grimsley and Sun. That felt so abrupt. What you do after streams apart from eating, get ready for bed. Because currently, at my estimate, we're coming up to 9 PM my time. Okay, I suppose not all of the phone calls were accounted for when removing them. So hopefully you've all been having a good week. It's one of those little awkward parts. Oh, Duskull. I'm not entirely I'm gonna risk a surf because I know Duskull's kind of bulky. Or at least Dusclops is. Perfect. Dagnabbit! Why do you do this to me, Duskull? Yeah, over there with the big... It's one of the weird things I've noticed, actually, just the fact that a lot of people don't seem to think that I am the British. I mean, granted, I don't really talk about where I'm from all that much, but, I guess it's just the fact my accent is just all over the place. Going out on my own terms. No, please don't. I think we'll give it a little bit, a couple more encounters, and then we'll just call it. I was hoping for Chimecho, but I guess we're just not going to see it over here. Oh, well, another Duskull. I'm not gonna attack you this time. I'm just gonna wait for you to curse. Yeah, we'll just throw balls. Azumarill best bunny? I would personally say so. I really like Azumarill. Of course you don't use curse. I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting for you. I'm not hitting you. I'm not touching you. Got Duskull. The year is gonna go fast. All the years go fast. You have that Mr. Worldwide vibe. I mean... Back at school, everybody used to say I had an American accent, which, so... That probably checks out a little bit. It's a little pretty... Anyways, it's time to progress the plot.
Still clinging to your naive ideals, Archie? Your pursuit of Kyogre will only bring devastation. With the red orb in my possession, Groudon will awaken and bring true balance. Think of the farmland we could reclaim. Farmland that could feed millions. Your short-sightedness blinds you, Archie.
You be the one who be blind, Maxie. Kyogres be the key to healing this world. The blue orb will awaken it, and the droughts will end. Water will revive barren lands, quenching the thirst of countless lives.
You fail to comprehend the consequences of your actions. Awakening Kyogre will bring ruin. Only Groudon can reclaim the land and secure prosperity. You would drown the world in chaos.
Enough of your self-righteousness. The world needs water to survive. With Kyogre's help, deserts will bloom and famine will end. You can't be saying that because you're blinded by your obsession with land.
I have indulged your ignorance long enough. There's no reason with someone so deluded. I have work to do. Real work. Farewell, Archie.
Maxie! Curse him, he be refusing to see reason. No matter, with the blue orb, Kyogre will awaken and I be proving him wrong. Time is of the essence, I must be acting quickly.
That voice is killing my throat.
You! I can't be affording any delays now. Every second counts in awakening Kyogre. If you be here to interfere, we be having to deal with you swiftly. Prepare yourself.
And I get jumped from behind as well. Yep, we actually get a double battle here between Archie and Matt. Just like we do with Maxie and Tabitha later in the game in Vanilla. Except, unfortunately, we're on our own. Baseline. 38. Ooh, we're actually getting kind of serious here. I'm gonna defense curl just to set up, and I need that electrode dead. I'm gonna save the hyper beams. Wow, Slacking is actually faster than an electrode. Like one of the fastest Pokemon in the game. How does that work? 41. Alright. Really not pulling any punches anymore, bringing out the Crawdons. This duel would go so hard north, but we didn't get... Yeah, I didn't... I never really understood that either, the fact that we never got a double battle with these two in the regular game. And here, that's been fixed. I'm gonna see what a Rock Smash does to you. Eventually. Yeah, I'm just... I don't think Azumarill's any real trouble here, because obviously water types. Slacking might be a little... Oh, no! Of course it crits. Alright, Sceptile. Let's mop up. Yeah, I think we'll just deal with the Crawdons. Hopefully get our crit proc. Hopefully the crit proc. No crit proc, of course. It's like we're actually getting to see all the diverse water-type Pokemon in this game, rather than just constantly Zubats, Crobrats, and Whitianas. It's great. Yeah, I'll cleave you in two. Discount Gyarados. Get him! Oh yes! Oh yes, now you're in trouble. The wall is broken. Oh, now he has a Crobat. Slash. This is always cool when the crits fanatic me when it... Yeah, it's the rules of RNG. It's okay when you do it. Delete him from the video I'm kind of curious, given how I suppose, generally speaking, whether it's possible to achieve integer overflow with how much damage you can do. I think it only happens when you're at negative health with the Pomeg Berry glitch. Oh no! Poor Strapido, just absolutely demolished. That's why I like rollouts on the Zoomerel.
Don't be thinking this be changing anything. We still be awakening Kyogre. So you think you've won? This be changing nothing. Kyogre will be ours.
I don't know what I'm doing with his voice.
Team Magma's Maxi got ahead of us, but we also got what we wanted. The blue orb preserved in Mount Pyre. I, Archie, now have it in my possession. Now we can bring our ultimate objective to fruition. Okay, team, we be pulling out. Weigh anchor!
Oh no, this cannot happen. Not only the red orb, but even the blue orb has been taken. Those orbs are the key to keeping Kyogre and Groudon at peace. What are those two men trying to do with the two orbs? Oh yes, was it Team Magma who left first? Well, in their haste, they left this behind. I couldn't imagine what exactly it could be. I would like you to have it. Perhaps it'll be useful in some way.
Got the Magma emblem. What about you, old man? Alright, let's hear the lore.
The world was racked by a ferocious clash between the Pokemon of the land and the Pokemon of the sea. The Pokemon of the land raised mountains and created continents. The Pokemon of the sea raised huge waves and carved out oceans. Their fierce duel raged without end. The world was engulfed in massive infernos and vicious storms.
There is no power creep in Pokemon.
The blue orb and the red orb brought an end to the calamity. Light poured from the two orbs and they calmed the enraged adversaries. The pair, made docile, dove deep into the sea where eventually they disappeared.
Alright, take care. I don't care, I think a Fred and Archie to hand over the orb since he lost that. Yeah, it's kind of weird that he just leaves. Never really thought about it that way anyways. I'm thinking there's something else in here. Just gonna have a look around here first before we roll out. 42! Oh, I'd really like to learn Hydro Pump, but I don't have room for it. I kind of want to keep Surf. For obvious reasons. Obviously now, Azumarill goes to the back of the party for the longest time. Until everybody else catches up. Thankfully, I actually have revives this time. A whole 7 revives, wow. Yeah, let's just burn for the Sodigogs. And I'll have a sip of mine in the meantime. Ah. Carbonic acid. I could have sworn there was an item around here somewhere. Guess not. Alright. I'll probably try to find Chimecho in my own time. For now, I'm pulling out. Not like that. I'm gonna doing a Pokemon Black randomizer. I'll have the cheat of making random order in. Well, I imagine that could be pretty fun and hectic, so... if you want to go for it, I'd say go for it. But it does make me think I kind of want to go back through, the Gen 5 games at some point, because it's been a long time. It's been a long time since I played a Gen 5 game. You're leaving the mountain. Yes, we're leaving the mountain. That's exactly what I meant. And not anything else. Oh hey, it's the music from the start of the game. Seems kind of weird for it to be here. It seems like this route would be quite important, but it's just here as a loop around Zamorva. Ooh, another rare candy. Who could make the most use of that, I wonder? I'm gonna put it on Gardevoir, actually. Actually, better idea. I'm just gonna... The sooner we get Metagross, the better. Do definitely like this music, though. It's all about willpower. Will myself not to lose to anyone. Where does he work out? At the library. Oh, that's a little bit unfortunate, given I'm going up against this slacking. Again, I kind of wish I didn't get rid of Feint Attack. Gonna be perfectly honest. Attack opportunity. Yeah, I'm certainly hoping he evolves in time for us to actually make use of him in the Elite Four. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be pretty dang sweet if that actually comes to pass. Ah yes, the library. Filled with all the rocket flood you could possibly manage, which is 1. And lots of elevators and repeating corridors. Again, I just kind of want to go through Halo at some point, but I know not many people are going to be interested. Because a while back I did do a playthrough of Halo Combat Evolved Rebalanced, and nobody watched it. Wait, is this Weezing gonna use Fire Blast? Because I know Weezing gets Fire Blast in this game. At least I think. Even without a Will-O-Wisp. Which one? I mean, obviously it's gonna be one of the older ones, the Bungie ones. Of course, that's it. Alright, I may reconsider. The main one I was thinking of doing was possibly Combat Evolved again. Seeing where we go from there. Maybe a little bit of Halo 2 here, a little bit of Halo 3 there. Maybe a bit of Reach. Alright, please Hyper Beam hit this time. There we go. Let's see how you fare with the nose laser. Did you join on the Halo nights? I think due to timetable, I was probably asleep at the time. Or just generally unable to attend due to other things. Just generally, I don't think the timetables matched up, unfortunately. I would have liked to have joined, but it wasn't meant to be, I suppose. I have been wondering for the longest time, though, what I consider my favorite Halo game, because I've done a lot of stuff in Reach, but the ones that really stick out in my mind as my favorite is either Combat Evolved or Halo 3. So are they getting around to it again if you don't hop it? I hope. Because that could be fairly entertaining, I feel. TM39, what is this? Is this Giga Drain? It's like I'm a tree doctor. Yeah, I think TM19 is Giga Drain, which I think has been buffed in this game, I think. Combat Evolved Legendaries timeless though. Yeah. I had a lot of fun going through the rebalance one. I'd almost say it's the definitive way to play through Combat Evolved nowadays. I know a lot of people say that, but it's kind of the truth. Let's see, TM19, yep, it's Giga Drain. I'd be kind of tempted to put that on Sceptile, but I think we're fine with just Leaf Blade. Again, you're gonna have to help me with promoting it. Or the cards line it. Yeah, I'm presuming it's mostly just gonna be, hoping the cards line up in my case. Because I did have a lot of fun just going through, Halo the Flood, which is the novelization of, Halo Combat Evolved. Seeing a lot of the fun details as to what the writer did and didn't do throughout their playthrough of Combat Evolved to get their notes down for the story. Such as a habit for simply waiting for the Covenant and the Flood to just kill each other before pressing on forward. Playing extra cautious, using the assault rifle a fair bit. Again, it jumps from plot points to another, so unfortunately we don't get to see the tank sequence. That was the first huge book I read when I was. I've mostly been reading through the audiobook on Audible. I've been having a good time with it, though it's still kind of surreal hearing a lot of the common terms being mispronounced. Like, for example, instead of Mjolnir, the armor is pronounced Mjolnir, which, granted, is probably how I would have pronounced it as a kid, but it's Mjolnir. Same with the Office of Naval Intelligence. Instead of calling it ONI, as they do in the games, it's called ONI, which, again, is kind of bizarre. A little bit off-putting, but as soon as you get past that and the typo in the Fall of Reach with regards to some of the dates, it's honestly been having a good time with it. What would you say is your favorite book Pokemon? That's an interesting question, because I don't really tend to use book Pokemon all that much, but in terms of book Pokemon, the first one that really comes to mind for me is Heracross. Well, it's kind of a obvious answer, but again, I don't tend to use book types all that often. So it's either Heracross, maybe Scizor. I like to make a Beedrill. Meown here. I think that might have been actually the name of the weapon in Terraria, if I remember correctly. Or something similar to that. Pheromosa for wholesome stat reason. Of course, Pheromosa. But yeah. I'll probably have to stick with Heracross. Just generally a super cool, super powerful bug type. One of the only good Pokemon to come out of Gold and Silver. Finally, Shogun's starting to keep up. For valid reasons. Of course. Overflowing with vitality. We'll be honest, I'm not entirely certain as to what Pokemon we can find on this route. Aside from the standard stuff we've already come across, we've got Glooms, we've got Mightyana's. I'm guessing at some point something interesting crops up on this route. Maybe not. Yeah, for some reason this whole route just seems like a bit of an oddity to me. It really just feels like it's just here for the sake of looping back to Mauville. Stat reasons. I suppose, in terms of Ultra Beasts, I did actually get a shinies of a fair few of them, and not really certain what I didn't consider my favorite, to be perfectly honest. Probably Pheromosa as well. Or, I kind of liked, what was it, Naganadal? Oh, heck yeah, Extreme Speed. I forgot about this. Yeah, Sceptile just gets Extreme Speed now. Heck yeah. Of course I'm gonna give it the speed. And I think it also gets some extra moves as it goes on. Possibly a Doggin move. We'll see. We have reached maximum velocity. This is kind of funny as well, considering how well known for its speed Sceptile is, and yet for some reason it never got extreme speed. Yeah, Sceptile gets extreme speed now. It's great. Especially when I eventually get the scope lens on it, this is gonna be great. Let's see what's up here. Is there anything interesting up here? It's like, ah yes, a 80 base power move with more priority behind it than quick attack. It's gonna be great. More elaboration on the Ultra Beast's dimension of the world. Yeah, I suppose it is kind of a shame. It's feels like another case of just another gimmick for the sake of having another gimmick, if you ask me. Favorite Ultra Beast's cards on a glass cannon. Yeah, admittedly, since I mostly played Pokemon Moon version, I never really got much of a chance to use Kartana. But I did hear it was really quite good. So I was mostly stuck with Pheromones. Was Pheromones a Moon exclusive? Oh, finally, Wild Pelipper's. This dimension is the only one with... is one of the only one with humans around. Interesting. I mean, you say that, the one that really sticks to my mind in terms of Ultra Beast dimensions is, of course, Guzzlord. Considering it's basically just a Lola again, except everything's been ruined and eaten by Guzzlord. Pheromones was... thought so. Let's finally catch ourselves a Pelipper. It's funny, I've always had fond feelings towards Pelipper, even if it is kind of annoying to fight. At the very least, it hasn't been spamming Protect this time around, though. Mostly just been spamming Stockpile. All it needs is Minimize, and it'll be a true Verlicify classic. Yeah, just... completely destroyed Melee Island. I'm gonna switch to Ultra Balls. Look at that video of a pelican opening their beak to see how tall it opens. I don't think I've seen that one. I have seen the one where a pelican eats a pigeon. Really funny how this furry pelican actually has good VGC viability over the years. I'm just imagining... I'm kind of curious to see what the rule sets is gonna be for Pokemon Champions. Pokemon Champions. Is it Pokemon? It's Champions, not Championship. I think I got mixed up. Yeah, what exactly is the rule set gonna be for Pokemon Champions? Because I just imagine we're just gonna get a lot of Verlicify strats, just abusing Stockpile and just generally high defense, high evasion strats. Just whittling away at the enemy Pokemon while they can't do anything. Let's see how much a Thunderbolt does. I do find it kind of weird that Electric was never super effective against Steel, considering conductivity. Yeah, it really feels at this point that any one of my teammates could potentially carry me throughout the whole game. But let's... Yep. Yeah, I, never really, But that's the funny thing. Back when I was, starting to look into competitive, not really knowing about it, I had a look at, a fair few of the strats he, passed around, and now I mostly just remember him for calling out every single person but him for being a cheater. That's what I most remember. I think it would be free to play, but lock it out if you don't have Pokemon to use unless you have Go or Bank. I mean, I can see that, given that it's, a mobile game as well. Imagine a world where you don't need to have a Nintendo console in order to play Pokemon. It's already sort of the case with emulators, but shush. You don't want Masuda to come around to your house and break your legs. I'm being a good boy and playing this on normal hardware, technically. See? Yeah, we'll just send Gardevoir into this one. And it's... Braxton. Finally starting to get a couple of odd names for once. I mean, it's not anything compared to the naming convention in the Ore region, but it's something. That the Pokemon owner actually has a reason to be used besides just saving Pokemon. And at the very least, it means that I don't have to keep all my Pokemon in Scarlet and Violet and never have to play that game ever again. So there's that, and I just realized I'm not in a good position. See what a Thunderbolt does? Good boys don't break rules. Technically speaking, yes. Oh, you're gonna do that as well. Yeah, I'm just gonna switch. So, Metang, you have cuts. Let's see what we got in store for you. I just remember that cut doesn't have perfect accuracy, so we may be here a while. Alright, here goes nothing. Just remembered I have Rock Smash as well, so... use that as well. Come on. Oh, we actually hit. Nice. Hey. That's not good. This would be like the perfect Pokemon to set Sceptile loose against. I'm gonna risk staying in. This is gonna be a mistake. Alright, this is definitely... oh wait, I'm actually ready for you this time. Even with your paralysis shenanigans, which you use all the time. Yes, you can Thunderbolt me as much as you like. Never mind. Never mind. Please tell me you don't have Magnet Pull. Of course he has Magnet Pull. This sucks. This would have been great. Once again, screwed over by RNG. Alright, Shogun, just nuke it. Burn it. Fire it up. There we go. Really missing Sceptile right about now. I'm not sure if it's just me, but I'm almost been conditioned nowadays to just imagine Grovyle / Sceptile with a Dan Green-esque voice because of the Mystery Dungeon anime. I mean, I, like most people, really wish they did more of those, but at the same time, that would imply the existence of more Mystery Dungeon games, which I do miss them. Okay, what have we got to work with now? We'll put Gardevoir up front. That'll do. Okie doke. It's a whale! Oh, we got two guitars here, just, tuning their guitars, I guess. A guitarist and a bird. A bird tamer. It was funny because they had the same sprites. Electrode and Pelipper. Ooh, getting interesting now. Daring, I say. I'm fairly certain I can just bowl over that Electrode, so let's just do that real quick. If this doesn't get you, if the Leaf Blade doesn't kill you, the Extreme Speed will. There's the Focus Energy proc. Loudred as well, wow. Oh, that's a multi-hit, gotcha. It hardly did anything. Yeah, let's just go for another Leaf Blade. This is gonna keep fishing for those crits. This is gonna be so fun if I can actually get this to work. If I can get a scope lens. Party's really starting to get out there by the looks of it. It might actually be on a good level now. No longer under-leveled for once, finally. Just realized I could have just used Shadow Ball in this one. Oh well. It's kind of funny, just for the most part it really feels as though I could just get by with Psychic and Thunderbolts. Okie doke. I was gonna say coming up to the end now, but I guess not. Oh! Hello, child, I'm lost! Ah, an expert. I'm expecting big things, God of War. Shadow Ball is a special move now. Ah, yes. Oh, stream seems to be lagging a little bit on my end. Not again. This happened the same last time. Oh no. Okay, I think we're fine for the moment. Let's just keep carving through this team, I suppose, like a turkey. I'm sure Sceptile can deal with a Lunatone. It's weird, actually. I am not entirely certain how much mileage I'm gonna get out of Slash on Sceptile. I put it on there because, of course, high crit rate, but am I gonna get... how much mileage am I gonna get out of it, I'm wondering. Yeah, that was, not good. Hopefully, we don't get any more of those. Still got half an hour to go. I'm likely just gonna make that up with just, Trick House stuff, I think. You know, just getting back into the swing of things, I figure this is gonna be a little bit more of a casual playthrough. I mean, we've set in motion the plot, basically, so... there's that at the very least. So we can just start off straight from the Magma hideout next stream, I think. Oh, another PP bot. Oh, we can finally max out Hyper Beam. This is totally worth it, I'm sure. I promise you. Source, trust me. There we go, Hyper Beam. Oh, I didn't fight you yet, did I? No matter, I'll just carve my way through you. Oh, we actually get the double teamed Beautiful Line Dustox. Okay, I think we're at the Marvel side now officially, because this team is hardly a threat. Yeah, that's about what I'd expect. Oh, you. You little. I'm gonna make you regret that. There we go. Okay, looks like we're Ooh, another item down here. Yeah, we're officially on the way back to Moorville. What a beauty. Oh, those Pokemon look nice too, I guess. I hope you're not talking about the children. Because there'll be hell to pay if you're talking about the children. Oh, now I run into a mainnet trick. Right when I don't need to. Get out of here, you. I need to get some more... Oh, I just realized that I can just go all the way back to the trick house from here. I don't need fly at all. It'll be pretty... I was gonna say pretty awkward at making the long walk up to Mount Chimney, but it's not that long at all, actually. Once you Pokemon... Talking about the big purple bunny, I mean... somewhat purple, mostly gray. That's what you're inciting. I'm just gonna go back to the trick house real quick and we'll see what stuff we can do, because there's an item I want to pick up for a Azumarill at the very least. Ironically, this is probably where this particular rollout strategy is gonna start to fall off, but I'm not particularly scared. Catch you later. Even this rock theme here, right here, just feels that there's so much bravado behind it. You know what I mean? Anyways, trick house.
You're being watched. Ugh. How did you know I concealed myself behind this tree? You're sharp. You come to challenge my trick house, haven't you? That's why you're here, isn't it? Yes, it is. Consider your challenge accepted. And for the squirrel here, let your challenge commence.
I haven't done these in a while, so we have a fair few to go through. It's another maze filled with trapdoors and more trainers. I'm thinking actually I probably could have come here for more experience now that I'm thinking about it. I completely forgot about this place with regards to level grinding. Your second trick house challenge, yep. Only to last 10 minutes, aww. Yeah, this isn't gonna end well, I think. For them, I mean. Yeah, I probably should have come back here a little bit earlier. Still dealing with, like, sub-level 20 Pokemon. I was thinking if I planned this out better, I could have probably done these along with the, some of the battle facilities, because I haven't done any of the battle tents still. I don't know, I just, I think it says more about your ex than anything. Okay, let's see what that, switch covered up. Over here. Let's have a look here. Harbor Mail. Would have been useful for getting the coin case if I hadn't already bought one. Which switch closes which hole? I don't know, I'm just gonna press all of them. Ah, so you're a person of taste as well. Hopefully that one grows up to be a good Gardevoir. Goodbye. What a day? Yes, it has certainly been a day. Let's see which one of that's open. I think... Okay, we're going this way. Past the last of the trainers. Okay, I want to make my own... That really just sort of reminds me of the first season of Pokemon, where it was just constantly people trying to open up their own gyms. Like, Dark City immediately comes to mind, where you got the, I think it was Cypher versus Electabuzz? Yeah, it was Cypher versus Electabuzz, and Pikachu just murdered them with ketchup. The one episode where Pikachu just has a ketchup obsession for some reason. He really likes ketchup. Have to get over on the stream. We'll probably just be going for another 20 or so minutes. Most of that's probably just gonna be the trick house stuff here. Again, apologies that this particular stream wasn't all that productive. Just again, getting back to the swing of things. Of course, Pikachu. Good old Pikachu and Electabuzz going. Trickmaster is smart.
You're sharp. It took me all night to make that maze. You almost make equal in greatness to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 places. 5 you've earned this reward.
Timer ball, nice. Missed that thing about Pikachu. I'm kind of surprised they didn't keep that around, considering how obsessed they were with the older Gen 1 era Pokemon for the longest time. Thanks, Masuda, for putting this series into the Dark Ages for the longest time. Because as far as I'm aware, at the very least, a lot of the reason why Pokemon has just been resting on its laurels for the longest time, seemingly, is, I think, mostly down to Masuda's leadership for the longest time, as of course, his methodology for designing Pokemon games was a strict 3-year development cycle, as far as I'm aware, for the games, which worked fine for the handheld games, but when it came to the Switch, that really sort of mentality just immediately fell apart. With Sword and Shield, with the Dex cut, and Scarlet and Violet. I know that Masuda left during Legends Arceus, which is sort of why Legends Arceus is the best game since Black and White 2, arguably, but at the same time, even though he's left, I'm pretty sure a lot of the design mentalities still remain at Game Freak. With that particular, you know, habits and the development cycle and such. Okay, so just... Yeah. Yep, that was the plan. I just figured that I wasn't really big enough to warrant a Discord server, if that makes sense. I mean, compared to some others, some may disagree, but it is what it is, I suppose. Ah, finally some Pokemon are actually starting to get a little bit stronger. Look at that! Good old Nosepass, level 25. Stronger than Roxanne's. Both of Roxanne. And of course it knows Thunder Wave. It really just feels like every Nosepass in this game just has Thunder Wave. Highlights will definitely get equipped. I hope. I suppose it depends on how good the highlights are. Can I please land the hits? Can I please land it? Ah. Alright, fine. If you're gonna be like that, Azumarill. Hose down. Oh, now you opt not to use, Mud Slap. That Graveler really just wanted to make my God of War suffer. Sorry, my Shelgon suffer. My memory is not what it was again. Now to scroll. Okay, let's make our way over to the door, I think. You know, I kind of want to get all the items, actually, so we'll get all the items first. No harm in it. Starting to feel sad. Want to help with alternate... Ooh, animations as well. I am not sure... I think you might have told me about the animations, just not remembering correctly. The barrier! I would send this right. Gotcha. Alright. Alright. I see how it is. Great. We're going up with this again, just constant power fusion. Animation. Honestly, I wouldn't know where to start with regards to animations, to be brutally honest. Can I please get out of this mess? We gotta get out of this place, if this is the last thing we ever do. Shadow mail, And over here we got wood mail. Wiggly wood mail. Ah, great. Please let me leave. I want to get off Mr. Bones' wild ride. Okay, I think over there. There we go. There we go. Got there in the end. Trickmaster is coveted.
It took me all night to prepare those wall panels.
There we go, there's the Heartstone. I was wondering where this was. Heartstone obviously boosts the power of rock type moves. That's staying right on Azumarill. I know it could probably make better use of superpower, but rollouts has so far been Azumarill's bread and butter, so the harder it hits, the better. Alright, let me just check real quick if there's any more we need to do, otherwise I'll just head back to Little Root, because there was something over in Little Root which I forgot to get as well. It feels like I'm just playing catch-up this whole stream. Do I have any paralyzed heals? Nah, just I think a couple of full heals in there somewhere. I think. Yes. I was planning on visiting Japan later in the year as a birthday treat. Let's see, over here? Ah. I just guessed that one. I have no idea how many of these are left. I'm just gonna keep going until... Oh, this is a strength puzzle. Right. Go, Slacking. Put in the most work you have ever done. Much too much for Bob to think this one out. I agree. I do kind of appreciate the blue spiky hair on this one, I'm not gonna lie. Generally just really like the battle girl designs in this game. Get out of here. Okie doke. Mech mail, I think. Well, we already got one of these, I think. Ooh, we can just... Oh boy, we actually get to practice the Seafloor Cavern, my favorite. Trick House is getting tricky. Not really. I thought the sliding door puzzle was harder to beat. Oh, Breloom. It's been a while since we've seen Breloom. Hello, mate. Are you here to be annoying? Okay, I guess not. Take care. Bye. Oh, finally we get Dragon Claw. Finally, we get a... Oh, yeah. They, I guess supposed to keep Dragon Claw in par with stuff like Psychic. Dragon Claw is now base 90. So that's gonna be fun to play around with. Let's get these out of the way real quick so we have a clear shot of the door. Let's have a look around a little bit more. I think that can go there. That can go there. It's being the most methodical possibly I possibly can with all these rocks. With these boulders. I think this is the last... Oh, Meta Jam. Ooh. Alright, let's see how powerful Dragon Claw is. Oh, yes. Make the boulders fly. I can't solve the puzzle. My condolences, friend. This was one of the easier ones. Actually, let's have a look at some Dragon Claw real quick, because I'm not sure if it's changed at all. Nope, it's just a no-frills affair. Yeah. I think I'll just stick with that for the time being. Slacking comes up the front. So close. Decided for stream tomorrow with Sonic Mania. What do you mean the boulders respawn? This is my favorite game in Sonic Art. I haven't actually bought Sonic Origins, mostly because I've heard a lot of bad things with regards to how it was ported over. Mostly prefer to stick with stuff like Mega Collection, to be perfectly honest. Alright, what have you got for me this time? Smoke Ball, nice. I'm not entirely certain as to whether this has the in-battle animation that it does in Fire Red Leaf Green either. Unfortunately, I'm probably not going to be doing oh, there's still one more. It's a scroll. Check this other plant. Oh. No, it's just a collection, but it's a good collection. I prefer Mega Collection, to be perfectly honest. Maybe that's just me. Oh. This is the quiz. Mecha Doll 1. Clickety-clack, clickety-clack. One of these Pokemon is not found on Route 10. Which is it? Tailo? I'm probably gonna get some of these wrong, to be perfectly honest. Clickety-clack. Which one of these Pokemon did Team Aqua use in... Well, Sharpedo, not at that point in the game. Correct you are. Crush them. Mana the money. Do burn, heal, and soda bob cost more than one full heal? Okay, at the very least it spawns me back at the start. That one's probably just gonna mess me up a little bit. Pokemon does not use Leech Life, that'll be Anorith. Doesn't mind me, the store doesn't even make the plate to Which Pokemon did Wally borrow? How do you know this? How do you know all these things, Trickmaster? Have you been stalking me? I'm gonna say cost... Okay, they cost less. One of these is not a water type, it's a Zero. Which is kind of an oddity, really. Yeah, Zigzagoon. They cost more. Oh, I forgot they're supposed to cost less. Oh. Yeah, we might be here for a little bit. Yes, it's Anorith. Watch him just ask a completely different question. Yeah, that was Zigzagoon. As opposed to Poochyena in Ruby Sapphire. Buy, sell one Great Ball, buy one potion. Of course you go for a completely different question. Just take your time? Yeah. 2 hours later. Yeah, I didn't expect us to be stuck on this one. And again, it has been a while since I've actually done this particular trick house. 3 harbor mails and 1 burn. I do definitely like this music at the very least. Definitely the sort of brain scratcher. Okay, they cost less. There we go. Give me the scroll. Make it all 4. In the trainer school, huh? I'm going to say... Unfortunately, this is why this is where I would definitely prefer save states. But I don't have save states. I'm doing this legitimate. I'm freeballing it. Okay, you better ask that same Sodigog question. Really not liking this Trick Master now. It's like his previous houses were fun. This is annoying. You know what? I'm going to just try and get through this as quickly as I can. Hold up. Okay, so Great Ball is 300. Potion is 150. That's a trick question, surely. Great Ball sells for 300. Potions are both for 150. Observe as I just win this whole quiz via brute force. There. Are there more elderly men or elderly women? It's 55. Apparently not. I am the guy from the ad. This is like the sort of stream where you get told to download the game after failing so many times, and then you get a virus on your phone. Let's get through this real quick. Okay, finally got the scroll. Let's get the fluff out of here. Final question. The master's best and proudest achievement, am I? Miss my wife and kids, I do. Okay, that was 6. Get me out of this madhouse. Took me all night to make those mecha dolls and now to pick up the quiz. TM12. Which one is that? I'm guessing that's Taunt. TM12. Of course it's Taunt. Even now in victory, he mocks me. Alright, let's hope there weren't any more I could do at this point. Let's see. Oh, okay. Okay, we're good, we're good. I really didn't mean that to go on for so long, but it means we can wrap this up by just paying a little visit to Mom. After beating up Oh. I forgot about these two. Those can wait. But now I need to rush down and end things up as we began. Back in good old Littleroot Town. Feels like an age since we've been here. Ah. Even now, this music brings a smile to my face. What is it, honey? A POKéMON? Someone from Devon gave it to you? Well, honey, how about registering your mom? It took me this long to register my mother on the POKéMON. Oh, did Dad give you that badge? Then here's something from your mother. Finally got the amulet coin. Go for it. Yep, back home. So, next time. Just gonna tuck into bed real quick. Next time, I'm going to be mostly just actually proceeding with the plot. Because we've got the major plot beats underway, so I'm hoping at the very least we'll be able to do Magma and Aqua hideouts. That's the main goal, and maybe beyond that, Moss Deep City? Who knows? We'll see. But how come you never call me? But in any case, thank you for tuning in to whatever this was, and I'll hope to see you next time. Plot twist them. Imagine if that was the case, actually. But anyways, yeah, that's gonna do it for me tonight. See you next time, and hopefully things will be more productive. See ya.